Assassin's Creed is the latest video game movie to hit the big screen. Does it join the long list of bad video game movies, or is it actually good? Let's find out.
What do you want from me?
Your past. Welcome to the Spanish Inquisition.
Assassin's Creed is directed by Justin Kurzel and is based on the very popular video game franchise of the same name. It has a great cast comprising of Michael Fassbender, Marion, Cotillard and Marion in the lead. So the story follows Callum Lynch, a convicted criminal who's later rescued or revived from his own execution by Abstergo Industries. There he is connected to a machine that lets him relive the memories of his ancestors, the Assassins. The motive behind this is to locate the Apple of Eden, which is said to be a cure for violence. This was one of my most anticipated films of 2016, mainly because I'm a fan of the games. Not a long time fan though, because I haven't played all the games, but I very much enjoyed the ones I've played. Plus I feel that the overall series has a really cool concept. But after looking at the bad reviews this film's been getting, my expectations came down, so I decided to go into this film with an open mind, and I was not disappointed. Assassin's Creed, in my opinion, is a pure popcorn flick with some really cool action set pieces and great performances. It is not a very good film. It has flaws and I will get to it later. Starting with the performances, Michael Fassbender is the one who carries the whole film. He played his part really well. He had the most to do and his character was the most fleshed out. Plus Michael Fassbender is great in everything he's in, be it Magneto in the X-Men series or this film. He always plays his part really well. I enjoyed watching him, especially when he's in the past as Aguilar, that is his ancestor, and I actually wanted him to be more in the past rather than the present, something that is a problem with this film, which I'll come to later. Marion Cotillard, on the other hand, does a great job as usual, and I hope to see more of a character in the future films. Jeremy Irons was good too, but I felt that he was just there for the sake of being there. He was very underutilized in this film, and having him or not having him in this film at one point didn't really make a difference. I really want to know more about his character, but his character was very generic in the film. Another character I wanted to see and know more about was Maria, whom we see in the past segments. She was actually a really cool character, and she deserved to have more screen time. Besides the good performances, this film had some really cool action sequences. They were big in scale, fast-paced and engaging. From the fight sequences to the parkour scenes to the leap of faith, they completely reminded me of the games. There was some amazing stunt work and choreography involved, plus they looked really cool on the big screen. But the problem that lies with them is that some of the portions were poorly edited and the action sequences overall could have been more intense and slick, just like in the games. Firstly, the editing and the camera work were a problem in a few places. Many times the action sequences were filmed from different angles, which wasn't a problem always, but at times became a little jarring. Secondly, whenever someone gets stabbed or killed on screen, the camera cuts away from it, making the action feel very restricted. The action sequences felt very PG-13ish because of that. It felt that the makers were holding back the blood and violence in order to keep the film PG-13. They should have actually gone ahead with an R rating in my opinion, so that at least the action sequences and the fights could have been more brutal and true to the games. Because if you see, the games are all rated M for mature, and if the makers would have kept that in mind, the action sequences would have been even better and more enjoyable. Besides all of that, this is a very good looking film. It is technically really good. The cinematography is great. The background score is great for the most part. I believe some of it is taken from the games because it sounded familiar. The CGI is also pretty good too, though a bit noticeable at a few places, but overall this film does well in the technical department. Story-wise, I feel that the film was a lot of fun when in the past, but in the present, not so much. The story was pretty simple and straightforward in my opinion, but the way it was told was a problem. The film took a lot of time to get the story moving forward, and the pacing is also to be blamed for that. Plus, I feel that the film could have had more to offer. It's not that the story was boring, it was quite interesting in my opinion, but I feel that the plot should have focused more on the past, because honestly, whenever this film shifts to the Spanish Inquisition, it's at its best. And also, the film is kind of abrupt towards the end. Maybe things will be answered in the sequel, which they do hint, and I hope to see more in the future films. In the end, Assassin's Creed is a movie I had a good time with. It's not as bad as critics are saying, and one should go in with an open mind and will probably end up having a good time. It's not a perfect film by any means. It has flaws, but it is still a fun watch. It has some really cool action sequences that make it a cinematic experience, some good performances and a lot of fan service, but struggles with a confusing story. So I therefore rate Assassin's Creed 3 out of 5 stars, and I hope that the makers learn from their mistakes and make the sequel even better. I think fans might love this film for the most part, and the ones who don't know what Assassin's Creed is actually about, they should read the basic story of the series, like what is it basically about in the game, so that they can understand the movie better. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed. If yes, please like the video, and if you want to see more, then hit subscribe. Till then, peace out.